On to the third category, defensive badges. I'm gonna say slashing for last because there's not too much of a demand for it. Everybody needs a defensive badge this year. There's not really any build that doesn't get defensive badges. If you have a build that has no defensive badges like Flight or Cash, you're an idiot, because you can literally make a play shot and have great defense. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. I don't see why you would think that's a bad idea. Make a build with defensive badge. As I've done in all of these videos, I'm gonna start out with what takeover you should use to grind out badges, just in case you haven't made the build yet. And this one's a little weird, kind of like the playmaking, because first I wouldn't go defense. I would probably go whatever your secondary thing is. Now, what I mean by that, similar to how I explained in the last video, everybody can do multiple things this year. So if you're a shooter secondary, you get like 15, 18 shooting badges. I would say go spot up precision first. If you're a slasher, you get 15, 18 slashing badges. I would say maybe go advanced finishing first. If you're playmaking, you know, same thing, same pattern. But the secondary takeover should be probably perimeter badge drop, and I'll explain why. It sucks, yes. When you go online, dropping somebody's shooting badge from Hall of Fame to gold really doesn't make too much of a difference. Maybe you'll throw them off for a play or two where they think, okay, I can shoot from hash mark, but I can't because now I have gold deep threats. They'll just step in. When you're playing in MyCAREER, they only have gold to silver badges, other than, unless you're like Curry, you only have silver to gold badges, so dropping that to bronze and silver makes a huge difference. Where it comes online, like I said, is one of the worst badges in the game. Extreme clamps isn't that good. It's like a tier above clamps, which you don't really need because Hall of Fame clamps is already that good. You do get more steals, but how often are you gonna press square being a good defender? You only press it when you need to press it. Enhanced jump shot contest, now that's good for my guards, but if you have Intimidator like this new build I just made does, that you don't need that because you already have gold Intimidator at max and all the other builds have none. So you already are a 3-tier boost. Why do you need to be a 4-tier boost above them? So the only one that's useful online is none of them. But if you want to throw one on, you can. But useful offline, perimeter badge drop is very useful. Now I made the mistake in not putting that on. That was on me, but it's whatever. I'm gonna just go along with it. But yes, put on like spot up precision and perimeter badge drop, or advanced finishing and perimeter badge drop. Whatever your secondary is, make that first, make perimeter badge drop second, because as we all know, it's very easy to get your second takeover. After you do whatever it takes to get your first takeover, it takes 2 of anything and 1 of your primary to get your second takeover. For example, if I choose spot up precision, once I build that up, the first takeover, it takes 1 green 3 and I got my second takeover. Or it'll take 2 dunks, 2 steals, whatever, to get my second takeover. It's that easy to get your second takeover. So that's why I say make it second instead of first, because if you have to do a whole bunch of defense to get perimeter badge drop, and then you have to go ahead and get spot up precision for your shooting badges, that's not useful, because at the end of the day, no matter what badge category you're grinding for, offensively, you'll always be grinding for defensive badges at the same time. So defensive badges should never be your priority. They should always be your secondary. That's just the way I look at it. Now, method-wise, for guards, I would say the easiest thing to do is to, the same thing as last year, is to go for steals on ball. Don't worry about guarding your player. Go for steals on ball or inbound steals. They make a lot of mistakes on the inbounds. You can get plenty of inbound steals, plenty of on-ball steals, and the biggest thing is shot contest. Now, help shot contest or shot contest on your own guy, all of those help a lot, especially considering we don't really have Intimidator this year. Being able to get a shot contest, it gives you a good amount of boost. Now, it doesn't really tell you how much, because I don't even think it's called shot contest in the event screen. I'm not exactly sure, but it does boost your defensive takeover. Now, it doesn't do as much as a block, a steal, or an interception, whatever. Those obviously do a lot more, but a shot contest is the secondary to a block. Obviously, you're going for the block, but if you get a shot contest, that helps. You definitely want to throw on badges like pickpocket or interceptor first, and then secondary, I would maybe say something like clamps. I wouldn't go ahead and max. I would probably max out pickpocket first, then I'll get interceptor to like bronze or silver. Then I would get my clamps to like bronze or silver and go like that, and then max out interceptor and clamps in order. But you want to make those the first things that you max out. Everything else doesn't really matter in MyCAREER. I wouldn't say they're important. Intimidator, you don't need it. You don't need Intimidator at all to make everybody miss, even if you're playing on Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is fairly easy if you're good at the game. So the method for centers is pretty much the same thing. There's no special method for defense. You just have to know where to be and when to play it. And I'm hoping the clips do that justice on where you should be and where you should be standing, because those are the ways that I've came out with 15 steals a game in 5-minute quarters and stuff like that. That's how I did it, just purely just being in the right spot, knowing what the AI is about to do. And so hopefully these little clips show you what I mean when I say that. This is the shortest one because there's not too much to say, not too much to explain. But if you want to check out my last video, I did playmaking, and the one right before that I did shooting. I think playmaking, the card should be right there at the top right. And if you like the video, like it, share it, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate that, definitely. And yeah, if you want my socials, itsGeeFazo, and we go.